got through that part of it. Hey, we're back. We are live. And no, I'm not completely healed yet. I appreciate a lot of the comments and private messages and stuff that I've received, and I'm getting there. 40 years stacking hay on a wagon, and just take that one fateful step backwards, and off I went. It just no explanations, nobody's fault but mine, and I'm very fortunate. I don't have any broken bones, but it has been a real bitch to re-walk again. I can tell you that. But we're getting better. I actually took some steps today without a cane, so yay.
They say sometimes not breaking bones are more painful than when you break bones.
If I could show you, they're cleared up a lot now, but I had a huge lump right here. Only thing I fear is I caught one of the arms in the 3-point, and this whole arm is black and blue. And then up here looks like I had a bruise tattooed on, and it was sore. It was really sore. And the last hit was my head on the drawbar, the back of my head. No lump, no pain, no blood. So it tells me I got a hard head.
I was gonna say
my
that
biggest
means one thing.
the biggest thing was my right knee. I mean, I grabbed that thing as soon as I got my senses back when I was laying on the ground. First thing I did is I moved it, and I'm like, okay, it's not broke. So the leg's okay. I don't feel any fractures. As soon as I tried to stand up, I went right back down. I said, okay, can't put, and it hurt. Can't put weight on it. It felt like my knee fell inwards. But what it was is there was an instant swelling. They told me at the hospital. I never go to the hospital either. I'll admit this. This is not about me. We're going to get the truck and tractor pull in here in a minute. But a lot of people have had questions. But it was really weird. It felt like my knee wanted to fall inwards toward my other one when I stood up. So I managed to get stood up, and I held my left arm over against my knee, and got over to the wagon and had my dad take us up to the barn, and then my mother brought a walker and some other stuff. Cindy was home, fortunately, and she's been an awesome nurse. Everything she did set me in the right direction with the healing and stuff. So, but anyway. I'm so sorry I missed Boonsboro. One of my favorite pools of the season. And I had Mike out there. Thank you, Mike Walker, for taking care of that for me. I can always lean on him, and I really appreciate that. And this weekend, I'm going to try to go, providing everything works out for Mike Walker. Now, whether it's two top, probably will be Selinsgrove, as long as I've got a driver and a filmer, because I can't stand long and I can't sit long. So, and I can't climb the scaffold there if Joey still got it. But and I'm going to send Joey a link if he's got time where he can come on and go ahead and advertise, which we would anyway, but we'd just, if he's got something on his mind he wants to talk about with that event. But anyway, gosh, Kendra, how have you been?
I've been really well. Work is finally manageable, which is always nice. Tax season's over. We are officially in our summertime hours, which means half day Friday. So I'm living the best life.
You had to say the T word, didn't you?
Yep.
I lost my incident that I had with the 3-letter service.
Huh. Well, we'll talk about that later.
Yes, we will.
I was actually able to make it to Boonsboro. I did not make it to any of the pools on the 20th, but got results for that. But no, had a wonderful time in Boonsboro. It's my hometown pool, so obviously, my favorite. My nieces and my nephew were there, and they had a great time, and yeah, good times. So
cool.
Ready for the weekend.
I tell you, yeah, we didn't have a show last week. I was trying to be comfortable in the RV, which was good for a while, but it was nice to get back home and on my comfy couch and get that leg up. But anyway, we didn't get a chance to cover Lebanon, or Beast of the East.
Yes.
And I talked to Dwayne today, and he was at a little league game, so he was not able to come on tonight. So we're going to give you at least a top 5. No specific order. I'm just going to pull what class I have over here on my other screen and tell you how they did. So I'll give you the whole class if it's 5 or less. Otherwise, it'll be top 5. Pro Stock Semi, Albert Brown took the win, 359.15. Second was Earl Hurst with the Inconvenience Freightliner, which we got some big news about that truck from this past weekend. With Inconvenience at 337.01. Again, bear with me, as this is not going to work, is it? Imagine that. Okay. Um, uh, there was one Run What You Brung truck there.
Mm-hmm.
It was Tom Hassler with Twisted Addiction at 347.45. I got to close each one out and go to it. It won't let me scan. Looks like 3.0 Limited Pro diesel trucks will give you the top 5. And they were first was Jason Heimbach with his 2000 Ford at 331.97. Second was Jared Brown with bless you.
Thank you.
With the Bad Karma Dodge at 330.66. Third was Kyle Spickerman with the sometimes I'm just terrible with truck names. I know it's a
he
Dodge.
hit his head, folks. Give him a
hit my head, yeah. Oh, Jenny. And see, I remember. 328.92. I was like, come on, JR, you know what truck that is. And I do. It just took a minute. Fourth was John Weaver with the Rude Awakening at 326.80. And rounding out the top 5, Greg Walker with the Dreams Happen Dodge at 326.10. And I will say, it looks like number 6 was John Manns driving the Against All Odds at 321.87. John, stop driving other people's trucks and get yours finished. Okay? But anyway, got to give him a hard time. Hey, I figured out how to make it change pages. Woo! I'm not as thick as you dumb I am, see? We got 5 comments already. Let me just take a second.
Yeah, the old Mr. Bill Grove.
William Grove, good evening. He's probably looking in to make sure I'm still in one piece. But it's good to see you on here, Grovey. And Dustin Freeburn, Chris, Mike Walker, good evening, Hey Bell. Yeah, that's my new nickname. Mike has dubbed me Hey Bell. So, what a buddy, what a pal. April Puffenbarger, good to see you. And as well, Dustin Freeburn, Zed. I call him Zed. So, okay. Anyway, 2.6 smoothbore. Jason Stauffer taking the win at 315.61. Second was Louis Sloboda, however you want to say his last name. 309.87. Third was Justin Horst at 307.34. Fourth was Colin Zeckman with his Dodge at 296.85. And fifth was Noah Hostetter. Not a clue. That's the name of his truck. Not a clue. Boy, you're stretching my memory tonight. 295.20. Let's see what else we can find here for you. Dwayne would have done a much better job tonight. I wasn't prepared to do this. That's okay. Pro Street Gas, Robert Markey Jr. Takes the win with devastation at 302.61. Second was Jeremiah Fake at 300.31. Third, Adam Tice with his Ford at 300.25. Fourth was Mike Mitchell with Bad to the Bone. That's a Ford, 299.72. And rounding out the top 5, Jason Garris with his Chevrolet at 297.73. There's a bunch of classes here. They run 2 tracks. And I'm sorry, I had to miss Lebanon as well, because that was right after my incident, a couple of days, and I was gung-ho to go. I'm glad I didn't, because I wouldn't have lasted. I'm super excited to get up there and see all the new changes, the new lighting and stuff at the facility. Can't wait to see it. Wild Street Diesel taking the win is Wild Tom Hassler, if you will, with his white Ford at 330.19. Man, he annihilated him. Second was Ben Gelsinger at 321.02. Third was Nick Winger at 320.36. Fourth was Clyde Weaver at 319.80. And fifth, Sam Underberg with his black Ford at 316.22. Again, that class had a lot of entries. I think 15 or 16 entries. That's pretty good.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Street Gas, local guy not too far from here. Donald Usherman took the win at 332.78. That's quite a margin over second place Bob Markey with his GMC at 316.50. Third was W.D. Ferguson at 315.24. Fourth was Dakota Dark with his white Ford at 296.73. And fifth, Corey Brown at 296.32. Oop, Street Semi. We didn't do them yet. Taking the win, James Huber. No surprise there with his Peterbilt at 350.94. 350.94.
Wow.
Second, Mark Fessler, 303.43. Let's have a talk with Mr. Huber. Street Semi. It is Street Semi. He does drive it every day for work. So, third was Patrick By at 291.50. Fourth, Jamie Eason down yonder in Cordova, Maryland. 281.14. And fifth was Darren Grumbine. 262.19. Getting his feet wet in another class, eh? Okay. Hang in there, Bill Grove. We'll get the Boonsboro. I know that's what you're waiting for. Okay, now what do I do? I got to go to a different set of finishes here. Okay, here we go. They got 9,500 farm stock. Taking the win, Ben Hoke out of Shippensburg with his Case, Fat Bottom Girl at 272.17. Second was Blake Nicewander with his Case. Wow, Case was one too at 271.82. That's pretty close competition. Third, Abraham Hockenberry out of Newville with his Oliver at 270.12. Fourth was Mike Ulrich with his International at 264.20. And rounding out the top five, Tim Showers with a Ford 9000 at 259.70. I remember that Showers name, Bill Grove. I know you do too. Thomas Showers, you remember that. That just makes you wonder. Because if I remember correctly, Thomas Showers ran an Oliver as well. So, I'm sorry. This Tim had a Ford. But there was a Thomas Showers that pulled Oliver at the Buck many, many moons ago, Mr. Grove. I know you know that. That'd be part of that historian show we're going to do. We haven't forgot about that. We're going to be doing that. April Puffenbarg, I don't know what you're trying to type. There ain't nothing coming through. Not on my end, anyway.
I don't see anything either.
Yeah. Next class was a Snyder County class, Light Pro Super Farm. Taking the win, Matt Smith. No surprise there with Fast Forward. 334.70. Second, Sidney Utt. Let's see. That's the new tractor. I'll think of it here in a minute. The Storm. It's called the Storm, yes. 326.51. Love that 3688 sheet metal. Third was Jeff Michelacci with Demented at 325.31. Fourth was Matt Smith on the blue unit at 321.73. And fifth was Kevin Utt with Rolling Thunder at 309.23. We'll just do them all. Sixth, Shane Scott with black and blue at 303.18. Seventh was Fred Hoke with Never Enough at 292.60. And I got Andrew Hoke with the Screaming Eagle and Brent Naylor with Elbow Deep with a 0 and a 0. I don't know if they broke or scratched or whatever, but I have a pair of zeros there.
And I know there was a rain delay during that class, so
Yes. Okay.
Maybe they didn't stick around or who knows.
13,000 farm stock. Taking the win, Chad Hart with his John Deere, 313.73. Second was Weiler Farms with one of their many tractors, the 6030 John Deere at 302.45. Third was Glenn Oberholzer with a Massey Ferguson at 296.61. Fourth was Charlie Nansteel at a Banger with a Case, 250.96. Fifth was Dale Malfair with an Alice Chalmers 210 at 243.01. Sixth was Tyler Musselman with an International 1066 230 and 30. And Exhibition Wilder Farms with the Old Deer. I'm sure that's the one with the screaming Detroit. I would imagine 260.45. Okay, that rounds out the list of those three. It might be all of them. That's all I have right now. So if we missed anybody, we apologize. Kendra, your turn. Hit us with something.
My turn. So I actually have 3 different hooks to go over. We had 2 on May the 20th, which is the same day that Lebanon was there. So I'm just going to go in the order of the schedule. And the first pool that we had was Monalto. The first class that I have results for is the 7700 Light Limited Turbo. 8 tractors were on hand that night. Taking the win was Ricky Tavner with the newly named Red Tornado. He is not new to the class, but definitely a new name there. Red Tornado in 340 feet, 0.52. Second place was Michael Thomas with Steel in Time at 330.19. Third place was Bradley Wassler with the Whistling Red at 321.92. Fourth place was Jason Michael with Unleashed at 321.8. Fifth place was Ben Flaherty Jr. driving Smokin' Red at 320.67. Sixth place was Matt Dersham with the other half out of Millmont at 319.75. Seventh place was Sue Johnson with the Iron Maiden going 308.57. And rounding out the class, somebody new to the quote-unquote smoky things was Andy Forrester driving internationally known 294.44.
Now, that's interesting.
I do believe that tractor is for sale if anybody is interested. Yes. That tractor has a very, very good record or track record, ready to go pulling. Contact Dale Forrester if you're interested.
Maybe he'll feel sorry for me.
Yeah. Next class we're going to go over is the 4,500 small block trucks. We're also on hand at Monalto. 11 of them there. Taking the win was Chris Lutzy with One Bad Bow Tie going 317.44. Second place, Derek Dice with the Mopar Magic 2 at 316.12. Third place, Denny Shives with the Alcohol Abuse at 314.33. Fourth place was Jared Stoner with his Ford Ranger going 314.04. Right behind him in fifth place was Travis Lutzy with the Stomper at 313.90. Sixth place was Austin Stoner with Analyze This at 313.51. Seventh was Tyler Shives with the Bootlegger at 310.99. Eighth place was Bill Mills with the Bounty Hunter at 309.66. Ninth was Ryan Varner with the Mountain Maniac at 309.64. 10th place was Denny Stoner with Making Tracks at 308.88. And rounding out the class was Sam Hassler with Junkyard Dog at 308.62. So just quick math here in my head. That means that all 11 trucks were within 10 feet of each other. That's a good class.
Yep.
So one of the things I like most about that class, you never know who's going to win.
Very competitive.
Yep. Next class on hand was the 7,800 mods. Taking the win out of 11 again was Ricky Blizzard with Barely Affordable at 331.28. Second place, Nelson Egoff with the Tinker Toy at 323.49. Third place, Rick Wolf with One Too Many at 323.16. Fourth place was our resident village idiot, Ian Ericker with Unstable at 321.16. Fifth place was Jason Michael with Untamed at 320.3. Sixth went to Kevin Stauffer with Rough and Ready at 318.29. Seventh place went to Kirsty Robinson with Phony 2 at 315.58. Eighth place went to Dale Forrester driving Don Haley's Truck Fever at 315.59. Ninth place went to Ricky Blizzard doing the driving for Amber on the Unaffordable at 312.83. 10th place was Tom Kennedy driving Old Reliable at 310.32. And rounding out the class was Andy Forrester driving Don Haley's Nonsense at 309.36.
He was a busy young feller, wasn't he?
Just a young feller, yep. Next, we'll move over to the mini rods, starting off with the big block class. There was actually a tie for first place. Jeff Paulding with the Wonky Donkey and Denny Winger with the big block donkey. Both got full pulls, and I don't remember why. I remember hearing the reason, but I can't remember why right now. They did not pull it off. I don't know if one or both of them broke. However, they both did reach that full pull mark. Third place was Stefan Winger with the Pitbull at 339.52. Fourth place was Rob Wise with Long Shot at 324.88. Fifth place was Denny Martins Against All Odds at 324.61. Sixth place was Zach Rice with his Chevy at 316.60. Seventh was Max Varner with the Crazy Horse at 312.66. Eighth place went to Bernie Weischer. Instead of Matt Weischer, it's Bernie Weischer with the Dirt Devil at 309.82. Ninth place went to John Carball with the Free Ride at 306.44. 10th place was Roy Snyder with the Rat Rod at 277.60. And rounding out the class was Heather Sutton with the Polar Bear Express at 249.92. Next, we'll move over into the small block class. 7 of them showed up. First place went to John Sutton with the Bear Tracks at 353.09. Second place went to Stephen Nath with the Sawduster, 322.38. Third place went to Wesley Williamson with Adrenaline at 318.84. Fourth place was Stephen Goodwin with the Warhawk at 304.59. Fifth place was Matt Weischer with the Dirt Demon at 252.05. Sixth place was John Sutton. Apparently the Suttons have added to the stable. John Sutton with the new tractor, the Rattler, 122.03. And rounding out the class was Leroy Durf with the Wildfire, fortunately going only 45.32 feet. There was a couple farm stock classes at Mont Alto. Unfortunately, I do not have those results. However, I do know that they are over on Trackside Live. So if you'd like to see those results, go check her out on Facebook. Next, we will move down into Luray, Virginia. Starting out, we had 6 hot farms on hand taking the win. Marshall Beidel with the Marshall Law at 288.62. Second place went to Kenny Bauer at 282.55. Third place went to Tommy Eppert with the Snorton Horse at 280.86. Fourth place went to Donnie Gokenauer with the Working Man Blues at 270.54. Fifth place went to Josh Knight at 268.60. And rounding out the class with some trouble was Mark Lawson going 129.94. Next, we have the 10,000-pound Pro Farm taking the win on the new tractor and new driver, Mark Culbertson with the Stitch going 284.67. Second place was Chris Pengel with All Hooked Up at 281.47. Third place went to Bobby Shipe with Old Blue at 267.65. Fourth place went to Shandy Turner with The Foolish Fun at 257.88. And rounding out the class was Anthony Hamrick with Beefy at 256.28.
So
I believe Shandy pulled a JR and went for a tumble, and he hurt himself too.
Welcome to the club.
I don't think it was quite as bad as your injuries, but I know that he was walking around with a big old boot on his clutch foot. So,
well, I don't know. I'm not wearing a boot or anything.
Yeah. Next class we're going to go over is the 8500 Mod Turbo.
I'm interested in this Stitch tractor and Mr. Culbertson.
It's just a new tractor in the Forester stable. I don't think Colby's the owner. I think he was just the driver.
10?
Yeah. It was at
it was a Keystone. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Mod Turbos, 10 of them on hand. Taking the win was Tommy T-Bone Williams with the Firestorm at 336.44. Second place went to Jason Forrester with Papa Smurf at 322.1. Third place went to Scott Kiskadden with Bull Ride at 320 even. Fourth place went to Ronnie Owens with the Red Pepper at 315.78. Fifth place went to Vern Zerby Z-Unit at 314.02. Sixth place went to Jimmy Williams with Cadillac Red at 304.81. Seventh went to Jason Yankee Malad, Dr. LZ at 302.86. 8th place went to Guy Gokenauer with the stress test at 297.7. 9th place went to Philip Price with Antrim Tantrum at 142.11. And rounding out the class was Kenny Rippian with the Green Machine at 109.04. I believe this is the last one I have for Lou Ray, was the 2-wheel drive class. Taking the win, Eddie Ocker with the 8 up. That truck is on fire. 324.39. Second place was Chelsea Forrester with the Ford T-Bucket at 302.26. Third place went to John Foley with Blust at 302.25. Fourth place went to Mark Culbertson with Turn Back the Clock at 286.66. And rounding out the class was Gene Coates with the 2-stepping again at 282.37. Do you want to do Boonsboro?
Gene who? Gene who?
This says Gene Coates. It may be Gene. Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Okay.
Poats. Do you want me to go ahead and do the 2 classes from Craigsville, or do you want to do Boonsboro?
Is that all you have, or
just 2 more? Yep.
Oh, go ahead.
All right. So 2 of our classes, the 7800 mods and the 6200 2-wheel drives, went down to Craigsville, Virginia. It was a co-sanctioned event with Dragon. There was 7 2-wheel drive trucks on hand. Taking the win once again, Eddie Ocker with the 8 up at 295 even. Second
I hear that
place,
truck's on fire.
Yeah, he's on fire. You better be careful. Second place went to John Foley with Blessed at 280.44. Third place, Gene Coates with the 2-stepping again at 276.18. Fourth place, Chelsea Forrester with the Spartan T-Bucket at 275.15. Fifth place, Mark Culbertson, Turned Back the Clock at 270.63. Sixth place went to Rick Wolf's Wolfpack at 224.81. And rounding out the class with a very unfortunate breakage was Stu McNamara with his 1923 Ford C-Cab. And as I said, we also had the 7800 mods on hand. 6 of them made the trip. Taking the win was Rick Wolf with the 1 Too Many at 300.93. Second place went to Dale Forrester with the Don Haley's Track Fever, 294.22. Third place went to Jason Michael Untamed, 293.22. Fourth place went to Mark Culbertson driving Don Haley's Nonsense at 291.44. Fifth place, Ian Ericker with the Unstable at 277.92. And rounding out the class was Scott Smith with the Dream Machine at 234.14. Whew. I'm done.
That's why we do at least an hour.
Yeah. Yep, that was quite the last 2 weeks there in polling.
Quite a bit. Okay. Washington County Ag Center, Boonsboro, Maryland. Lots of numbers. Lots of pullers. Huge crowd from some of the pictures and some of the video that I've seen that Mike has obviously shot. And I did watch some of the live feed for the 4-wheel drive class Saturday night. Huge crowd. My goodness. It's a pretty good deal. So they kicked the night off with these 7,500-pound modified tractors. And taking the win was Len Brookhart with the radio reactor at 329.85. Second was Don Dean with Plumber's Nightmare. That's a triple turbine powered machine at 327.06. Third, Sharon Everman with Wild Air pair of Hemis at 291.41. Fourth was Dave Deku with Twin Allisons at 273.88. Fifth was Mike Rankin with the Midnight Wolf triple Chevy machine at 238.31. Man, the hammer. Jason McKenzie was sixth, man. Sixth.
What the heck?
He went 320.82, but was DQ'd. Loss of ballast or loss of weight, however you want to say it. Unfortunately. Anything to say about that, Mr. Freeburn? Hey, Dust, Zed, aren't you in charge of making sure the weights are tied down and everything? he's probably not too happy about this. Zed is a dedicated team player there, buddy. Let me tell you.
That's very frustrating.
It is. But Mr. John Nagel used to tell me he used to get a kick out of a guy up in the New England states. We get to talking about good stuff and bad stuff that happens. He goes, "Well, that's pulling. That's pulling." John always got a kick out of that. God bless him, Rusty's soul. I really miss John, but he always, anytime you said that's pulling, John, he'd just chuckle at you because it kind of was that guy up there always said. But anyway, 10,000 pound, 10,500 pound, 466 hot farm tractors. What a mess of them. We had 13 on the agenda here. And taking the win, homeboy here, Mr. Toxic, Mr. Nick Morrison at 322.57. Good Lord, this is hard to read. Second was DJ Boop of Black Stripe Addiction. Glad to see them guys come down and mix it up with the boys here. Black Stripe Addiction second, 322.49. I mean, they were right there behind Mr. Nick. Third was Brian Morrison with the Shed Shaker. I got to stop and take my time when I say that tractor name. 318.03. If I miss a number, I apologize. Hard to see. Fourth was Ray Norris with Pack and Heat. This is John Deere at 314.99. Fifth, Kevin Windsor Jr. with Ray Norris's other tractor called Well Armed. That's a John Deere 4255 at 311.28. I think Junior might have a driving job for a little while this year. That's good. Sixth was Mike Moreland with Digging Deep at 309.95. Seventh was Doug Heyman with the Bulls Binder at 305.66. Eighth, Brad Peters with the Casey now calls Grub Killer. That's grub as in food or grub worm or whatever. I'm
Didn't
sure
realize he named it.
Yeah, at 304.40. And, he's associated sort of, out of the stables up here at Darty's. And they all have some kind of poison, like a buzzard bait, venomous, toxic. The only one that's different, it would be Brian with Shed Shaker. And now we got the Grub Killer. So I'm not saying that's why, but that would be a good indication. But anyway, ninth was Paul Richardson driving Dave Darty's buzzard bait at 297.11. 10th was Alan Lynch betting on green, 296.82. 11th, DJ Stevens with the screwed up buck at 275.48. 12th was Mr. Kurt Collins coming back out with his cornfield Cadillac, 124.74. And a new tractor on the circuit this year, Luke Gladhill with a John Deere he calls Weapon X at 86.91, and serious clutch issues off the line for that tractor. Otherwise, it's boosted up good, sounded good. And I think once we get part B in the middle there, in the middle of everything to work, it's going to be a good running tractor. Sure sounds like it to me. So better luck next time, Luke. You sure you don't want to do the next class? Are you going to let me just...
I'll let you. He didn't win.
Oh,
So
boy.
It's okay.
Oh, that's how it is, huh? Class spoiler. We'll move on to the next class now. But anyway. 7,800-pound East Coast diesel four-wheel drive trucks. Living on the edge, Carl Ankowick's taking a win at 324.24. Second, Norman Newswanger with the golden pick, the grand pick, chapter 11. 321.85. Third, Kervin Zimmerman, man. How about that? Midnight Train at 316.82 with a set of CPEX on, or cut tire. I'll tell you what, that truck ran really well.
Truck ran great.
Good job. That's still 3.0 truck, correct?
He had a bigger turbo on. It was a 3.6 truck on Saturday. Yeah.
Awesome. Keep it that way. It works good.
That's what we said.
Yes, absolutely, Kervin. We'd love to have you on board, man. Yeah. Fourth, Greg Walker with Dreams Happen, 306.30. Fifth was Jeremy Denson's Too Disturbed at 277.776. James Barter with the Barter Turbo Service Ford with a Cummins at 217.91. Seventh, Tom Hassler with Twisted Addiction at 180.49. And don't mind me.
Pest control going on over there.
I just don't know. We can't figure out. Something got drug in here and they multiplied. Now it's time to fumigate, I guess. Anyway, we got Tommy Hassler 180.49, and rounding out the class, Mark Andrews with Public Enemy at one time was was a Dodge, is now four-bodied at 91.87. I'm not sure what his issues were. So next up, the 20,000-pound limited pro stock semis. Taking the win, Matt Hurst. Awesome run with inconvenience, 322.75. Second was Hank Oster with the scrapper at 303.25. Third, Dave Greek with pressure time, 286.98. Fourth was Albert Brown with Back in Black at 286.21. And rounding out the class at fifth, Frank Fleming with the Old Mule International, 189.38. Next up was the modified 6,200-pound modified four-wheel drive trucks. Taking the win. It was all about Tapscott. Wayne Tapscott Sr. with the high anxiety. Excuse me, Chevrolet 316.60. Sorry, I'm reading the message here from Zed. Or Zedric, is like not Zed. Yeah, Cedric. Yeah, they're gonna make
sure that DQ doesn't repeat itself.
Exactly. Bounced off on a bumpy start. Anyway, second, Wayne Tapscott the second with Tasmanian Terror 2. That's the son of Wayne. 312.34. Third was Kevin Abshire. He had a good run. We've gone AWOL at 310.36. Fourth is somebody that hasn't driven in quite a while. Tammy Ziegler. How about that? Fourth place. Beautiful run with the Iron Butterfly at 308.98. I think her daughter might have lost her seat times. Fifth was Troy Nails with Killing Time, 308.48. By the way, what was that little yip at the end there, Tammy or Mike? Anybody happens to watch this in the next few days or something? Troy was 308.48. Six, RB Muller with To the Extreme. Excuse me, 302.27. I've heard they've signed up for points this year. Seventh was Michelle Abshire with Split Decision at 297.78. Eighth was Will Hitchcock with Homewrecker at 295.52. Ninth was Dennis Grove with the Mountain Mule Chevy at 294.80. 10th, Caitlin Muller with the Muller Farm Chevrolet. That's entry number 2 for Team Muller. 259.59. She bounced pretty good there early on in her run and just kind of meandered through it and ended up getting 259 out of the run. So at least she just didn't stop. That's good.
Yeah.
I get it. But without getting too violent to bust the truck up. 11th was Charmaine Clark with Snap On. Back on the track. 233.63. They sound like they got some tuning issues, but that's okay. They'll get the hang of it. 12th was John Dugan with Damage Plan at 122.55. You know, I got to back up. 8th place was Billy Kramer, the contender. My bad. At 297.9. Move everybody down one spot. And finishing 14th was Jacob Kramer with Supernatural with a scratch. So, actually, 8th place instead of Will Hitchcock was Billy Kramer. Just want to let you know. Everybody else moves down a spot. Big class. Yeah, that, you know, on average, that was a class of upwards of 15 to 18 trucks, 4 points.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that class is getting bigger again, hopefully. I'm all gotta grow. Last but not least, excuse me, was the 9,500-pound super stock, 10,000-pound pro stock tractors. 13 on hand. Big numbers for that class. Taking a win, Chris Hoyt with Nutcase. Surprise, surprise.
The stellar pass.
Yes. I seen it. Coming soon on Eat Pulling Videos, YouTube. Coming soon. Chris Hoyt takes Nutcase 327.66. Second place, Corey Hoyt with Stress Case at 323.94. Third, Josh Martin with Think Green.
Yep.
310.57. Fourth, Tara Moore, Brittner. Got to include that new last name now. With More Agitation at 308.67. Good job. Fifth, Tim Ammons with the Ultimate Harvester at 306.36. Sixth was Davey Moore with One More Deer at 301.41. 7th, Ty Lautenslager. Name I don't see that often. It's good to see him out. The Pumpkin Gone Wild at 276.76. 8th was Henry Everman with first decision, his Case IH Puma Alcohol Superstock at 262.60. 9th was Tom Bedger with the Patriot, also an Alcohol International, 256.34. 10th was Kevin Grove with Antrim Tantrum at 244.38. 11th, Matt Dersham, high on the hole at 155.43. Like making bacon, he's high on the hole. Talked to them boys today. 12th was Henry Everman with final decision. That would be his diesel Superstock at 128.81. And rounding out the class, number 13, is a name I didn't expect to see in the lineup for quite some time. David Everman, man, awesome. Congratulations, you're back in the seat with Overruled. 33.85. Unfortunately, he's having some teething pains there, but good to see you back in the seat, buddy. And that rounded out Boonsboro. And I think that rounds up, all of our class results.
Yep.
Right? Okay.
Yep. Now we get to look forward.
So we get to look forward.
Yep.
First thing I will say right now, Delmarva Tractor Pullers, thank on your hides, has canceled this Saturday show. So there will be no antique pool at Eastern Maryland this Saturday. Okay, whatever you got.
But on the interstate side, looking forward to the next 2 weeks, June 3rd, this Saturday, Two Top, Mercersburg, Pennsylvania, the Two Top Rortan Club, going to be having a pool there. The 10,000 pound Pro Farm, 8,500 mod turbo, 4,500 small block trucks, and then 2 different classes of 13,000 farm stock, one at 8 miles an hour and one at 12, and then a 9,500 farm stock at an 8 mile an hour limit, and then also a street semi class. Looking forward to the next weekend. First off, the Harrisonburg, Virginia pool that was on the schedule is unfortunately canceled. There will not be any rain dates. It will not be rescheduled.
Give me some credit, woman. Pay attention when I put stuff up there. That's important information.
Oh. Oh. Tractor pulling in Ontario, Canada. I've gone pulling in Canada, and it is a great time. Glad to see that they're still pulling, or the pulling is back. Back to the interstate side.
That's all you got out of that.
Oh, your videos rock. He must be talking to somebody else.
You may continue.
He must be confused.
Wow.
Just kidding.
I thought you was a team player. Norman, I want to talk to you, boy. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, my. Next Saturday, going to be at 2 different locations for interstate. First will be the Shippensburg, PA Fairgrounds. It will not be the fair. However, $10 at the gate to get in. There's going to be 3 different interstate classes, 7,800 mods, 7,700 light limited turbo, and 4,500 small block trucks. And they will be dirt dragging there. Diesel trucks. I believe they also run gassers there too. So again, $10 to get in. And then interstate will have a class at Buck Motorsports Park on June the 10th as well. I think there's also some Snyder County classes that'll be there, so we'll go over that here in a second. Do you want to hit East Coast before I hit Snyder County, or?
Oh my goodness! Sure.
See, I know East Coast kind of has a little break here for a couple.
Yeah,
weeks.
we got a break till June 24th. We'll be in Del Mar, Delaware, at the Delaware International Speedway, and that's going to be 7 p.m. start time for the Super Stock, Pro Stock tractors, Hot Farm tractors, modified 4-wheel drive trucks, modified tractors, limited Pro Stock semis, and the East Coast Diesel 4x4 trucks. Then stop laughing at me. Friday, June 30th at 7 p.m., we moved to Shippensburg, Pennsylvania. Big weekend of pulling there. Uh, Friday night, we got the East Coast diesel 4x4 trucks, Light Pro tractors, modified 4x4 trucks, and then the Super Stock Pro Stock tractors, July 1st at 7 p.m., Shippensburg. Uh, East Coast Diesel 4-wheel drive trucks, Light Pro tractors, Super Stock Pro Stock, and the Limited Pro Stock semis.
You good? You confused?
July 8th at 6 p.m. No, I'm just making sure I'm not missing it. July 8th at 6 p.m., the Washington County Tractor Pullers, again, Boonsboro, Maryland. Super Stock Pro Stock tractors, modified 4x4 trucks, East Coast Diesel 4x4 trucks, 466 Hot Farm, and Limited Pro Stock semis, or the same we just seen Saturday night. So, excuse me, July 15th. I'm just going to go through July. July 15th, right here, 5 mile up the road for me, the Mason-Dixon Fair at Delta, Pennsylvania. The Pro Stock Diesel forward East Coast Diesel 4x4 trucks, 466 Hot Farm tractors, Limited Pro Stock semis, and the modified 4-wheel drive trucks have been added onto the schedule this year. July 21st, 7 p.m. at the Tuckahoe Steam and Gas Association in Easton, Maryland. The modified tractors, modified 4-wheel drive trucks, East Coast Diesel 4x4, Hot Farm tractors, Light Pro tractors, and the Limited Pro Stock semis. July 26th at 7:30, Lebanon Area Fair in Lebanon, Pennsylvania. Super Stock Pro Stock tractors, modified 4-wheel drive trucks, East Coast Diesel 4x4 trucks, Hot Farm tractors, and Limited Pro Stock semis. And their rain date will be July 27th at 7:30 p.m. July 28th, home county pool here, Harford County Farm Fair in Bel Air, Maryland. Modified tractors, East Coast Diesel 4x4 trucks, 466 Hot Farm, and Limited Pro Stock semis. I'm also going to throw in here real quick. There is a pool scheduled for tomorrow night here at Mason-Dixon in Delta, Pennsylvania. That pool has been canceled. Unforeseen scheduling conflict. There is a local high school graduation program, and that basically eliminated over 60% of the help.
Yeah, that's rough.
People will be at that graduation, and there's no other help to be found amongst the crew here. So a lot of people's going to be at that graduation. It was just an unfortunate oversight in the beginning when you're trying to hurry up and schedule your events. That pool has been canceled. They'll be back on July 14th, Friday night, before the East Coast show on Saturday. There will be a Mason-Dixon pools event there at the fair. Also, real quick, and I'm going to cut you loose here, July 9th in Easton, Maryland, Delmarva Tractor Pullers will try to have a pool there on July 9th. I'm not picking on the guys. Evidently, it was a conflict of scheduling or something, I'm being told. So, July 9th, Delmarva Antique Tractor Pool at Easton, Maryland. At 10 a.m., looks like start time is probably going to be 11 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
July 22nd, Delmarva will be in Chestertown at 8 a.m. will be the sign-up time for that. So, July 22nd. July 29th, they will be at Delmarva. Delmarva will be at Harrington, Delaware at the fairgrounds at 10 a.m. You're going to take care of
Snyder County.
Snyder County for us, and go from there.
All right. So Snyder County this Saturday night at their home track, Sealings Grove, Pennsylvania. Looks like they're going to have 6 classes on hand. The first 5 of which will be points classes. Starting out will be, I'm sorry, this is not pulling order. Let me just make that clear before I get accused of anything. They're going to be running the Enhanced Farm class, the Hot Stock class, the Light Pro / Super Farm class, Pro Street Gas, the Run What You Run 4x4 trucks, as well as the Hot Street. And again, class Class order is subject to change. June 10th, already alluded to this with the Mod Turbo class being there, but Buck Motorsports Park will be having a pool on June the 10th, start time 7 p.m. Going to be running 3 Snyder County classes there, the Enhanced Farm Stock, the Light Pro Super Farm class, the Run What You Brung 4x4 trucks. They're going to be running a modified 2-wheel drive truck class, the Pro Stock Super Stock class, as well as an open modified. We'll move on down here to June 16th at the Kempton Fair. Going to be 2-night event. June 16th, start time 6:30. Pro Street gas trucks, the Light Pro Super Farm class, Run What You Brung 4x4 trucks, 2.6 Pro Street trucks, as well as the 2-wheel drive trucks. And then again on the 17th, again at 6:30, swapping out a couple classes. Friday night looks like it's going to be the Enhanced Farm, the Hot Stock, the Light Pro Super Farm, as well as a Pro Stock Super Stock class, and the 2-wheel drive truck classes. So it looks like we are getting into heavy pulling season here with June. I think Kempton's usually the first fair that I get to go to. So we're going to be really getting heavy here into the into the fair season. There will be pulling all the time.
Oh yeah. July is like no time off much for us.
Yeah.
I mean, July is really gonna. Well, the end of June on is go time, big time for East Coast. So.
Yep, very busy. I know July is big for local fairs here, Franklin County, Shippensburg, all the things. So, and you mentioned the big pull at Shippensburg. I also wanted to mention Interstate's having a pretty big hook for the first year of this facility. New Centerville, Pennsylvania. It is a volunteer fire company out there have put in just this absolutely gorgeous motorsports park out there in New Centerville, Pennsylvania. 2-day pool Friday and Saturday on June 30th and July 1st. Both nights they will be having the 4,500 small block trucks, 8,500 mod turbo, 6,200 2-wheel drives, and the 7,800 mods. So if you are out there in the Somerset area, make sure you check that out. Everybody else, come to Shippensburg.
My goodness, that's a far piece.
Yeah.
Tell that to a Lancer. I drove that far for years. I could hear him griping now if he was listening to me. But yeah, it's busy time, man. It's almost great time here. Yeah, big weekend coming up. Interstate, Snyder County. I haven't even looked ahead from the following weekend. So
yeah, I'm about a 2-week out view right now. That's it.
Yeah, I couldn't even can't even begin to tell you what and where. What's even pulling? I guess you probably just told us what's coming up for Interstate. I missed it. So
yep. So this week is Two Top. Next week is Shippensburg and the Buck. The week after that is New Media and Garrett County, Deep Creek Lake, going up there to Mark Miller's pool. So.
Oh, okay. Yep, Deep Creek. I've been there a few times. Yep, pretty cool. Clinton Yachts. I didn't know if he was still around or not. Wow, looky there. Yes, I know. I was just kidding. Somerset's not that bad of a drive.
Straight out the turnpike.
Yep. Straight out the turnpike.
Oh, want to give a shout out since we haven't been on here. Chris and Corey Hoyt went out to the Pullers Championship. Let them know that the pro stocks here on the East Coast can hang with the big guys. So congratulations to Chris.
No, they are the big guys.
That's true. They are the big guys. Yeah. What am I talking about?
You won't find 2 better running case tractors in this country, period.
No. Yeah, so congratulations to them. I think Chris ended up being 3rd overall for the weekend.
Let me rephrase that. Better running case pro stock. No offense, Fred. Because your tractor's run. I'm gonna tell you what, Paul had a smoking run down at Greensboro a few weeks
Boonsboro.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing ran very well. Yep. Well,
Oh,
we're there.
and thank you everybody for letting us be a day late and $1 short here. I had to go be funny at Kendra last night, so my little nephew plays t-ball or coach pitch. I'm sorry, coach pitch for the More Motorsports Ball League. So I was still associating with the pooling world a little bit.
Sure.
Thank you, More Motorsports, for sponsoring and
That's awesome.
taking a what's that called when you invest in the future there. So it helps that their grandson is the same age as my nephew. And so,
I knew where you were going with that. So.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, Dylan's a very good ball player. I tell you what, if he doesn't take to pulling, he's got a future in ball playing. That boy.
I got news for you. That boy will be pulling the tractor. I can promise you that. It might not be green, but just kidding.
But
yeah, I'm sure he'll be sitting in the seat.
Yeah, probably
time
about 10
flies.
years.
Time flies. It'll be here like tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just time flies. I hope I'm still around to film it.
Yeah. Well, don't fall off any more wagons, and that's a good start.
Well, yeah, I don't have any plans to. So, yeah, I think things are going to start slowing down here when it comes to that. So, we'll see. People just getting too old to do it, can't find help. So, that's the way it is. Anyway, on a brighter note, I sent Joey the link. I don't see Joey, so you covered the event, so that's good. Get out and support these places, folks. It's very important. Very important. Promoters need your butts in the seats. So get out there and support them. Believe me, it's much appreciated. Nobody's going to walk up to you and, well, I shouldn't say that. Some will, but they're not going to walk up to you, shake your hand, and thank you. But trust me, they appreciate it. So get out and support these people. Support the pullers. Go visit the pullers in the pits. Be safe about it. Always pay attention to what's rolling around, moving around you in the pit area. Gosh, thankfully, you don't see any accidents too much, but I've seen some close calls. It's so easy to get caught up in the moment, and you have a close call. But
I'm not going to get on my safety soapbox tonight.
That's okay. That's okay. But we're not here to preach and bark at anybody. We're just, just to the common fan, even the pullers and pullers crew and stuff. Myself, you. Yep. Pay attention all the way around you when you're in the pits, because there's a lot of crap going on. So always be safe. To and from, and unloading and loading is the most dangerous part of the sport, I think.
Yeah. Do not, I will say this, do not take for granted that pullers or their pit vehicle can see you.
That is correct.
A lot of times we have blinders on. I'm guilty of it. And you just are focused on getting to where you need to be. You're thinking about 14 different other things.
You got that right, Clint. Yeah. But, and, by all means, if that crew is loading or unloading, wait till they're done to try to get their attention and talk to them, please. It's only, even if it's a couple minutes, just give them time. It's important that they focus on what they're doing. So, tow tractor driver, same way. You see your buddy is working as a tow tractor driver and he's telling somebody, don't scream, hey, buddy, wait a minute. Just talk to them later, please. That's how accidents happen, and we don't need any accidents. So, mishaps. I'm not even going to call them accidents. Okay. 59, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59.
That's
1 hour. 1 hour. If we've forgotten anything, we apologize. It's been a damn busy 2 weeks for me. So I'm happy to get on here tonight and run my yap. So that's all I have. Please check out eastcoastpropooling.org for any upcoming pools. They got a schedule there. You can see event results. You can see the points series, see how pullers are doing in the points. for East Coast Pro Pooling. InterstatePoolers.com will take care of the interstate schedule. SCTPAPoolers.com, I believe,
So,
is
yeah.
Snyder County. DragonPools.com for Dragon Motorsports. You know, we didn't even look at see what they got coming up in their schedule real quick, but maybe I'll do that real quick. But they have their websites ready to rock. You can check out all their upcoming events and past events results, et cetera, et cetera. Let me see what we got here. What do they have for a schedule? Okay. One more click should get us there, I think. Okay. Sorry for the delay, folks. I should have had this pulled up. It's my fault. Victoria, Virginia, this Saturday. Super modified two-wheel drive trucks, 10,000 pound Super Pro Farm, 5,200 economy modified, 6,200 small block 4x4, 8,000 hot street diesel and street gas at 6 p.m. Victoria, Virginia. Also, June 3rd, Berryville, Virginia at 6 p.m. Will Standing Mega Trucks. They're pretty fun, comical to watch. 6,200 National four-wheel drive, 12,000 Altered Farm, 6,400 Pro Stock four-wheel drive, 6,300 Modified Street 4x4, Street Diesel, and Street Gas trucks also. 6 p.m. Berryville, Virginia. We'll go ahead and hit up June 9th and 10th. June 9th at Dragon Motorsports Park. 7 p.m. Super Modified Minis. Wow. That'd be cool. Modified Minis, man. Super Modified Minis. That's the blower tractors. Cool deal. 5,200 economy modified. Street semi trucks, Will Standing Mega Trucks, and the Street Gas Shootout. And then the following night on June 10th at 7 p.m., Super Modified Minis once again. The 6,200 National Sportsman four-wheel drive, 5,200 economy modified, 6,200 small block four-wheel drive, Street Gas Shootout, and the Will Standing Mega Trucks. They ain't done yet. June 10th, Gladys, Virginia at 6 p.m. 10,000 Super Pro Farm, 6,200 Outlaw four-wheel drive, 7,800 Light Pro Stock, 8,000 Hot Street Diesel, 12,000 Hot Stock, and Street Diesel at 6 p.m. in Gladys, Virginia on June 10th. Well, they're busy down there. Down yonder.
Way down yonder.
Down yonder. Okay. Let's make sure I got all that right. Okay. Okay, so that's all I got for tonight. Kendra, you got anything else?
Nope. See y'all Saturday.
10-4. And Clinton Yance will close out with your statement as us old farts can't get out of the way too quick. You are correct. You are correct. So with that said, like, subscribe, share. We're releasing videos every day. Just released the 7,500 pound modified class from Boonsboro, posted today at 5 o'clock. I'm not sure what'll go tomorrow. It'll either be a new whoops or a classic clip. I got to download some more classic clips from the mid 70s from the Buck. So we'll see. Be one of those two probably, or something. We post every day. Like to see the hits go back up. I guess I got to go out and start pounding the interweb with the link to the channel and get this channel cranking again. So you got to get it going. Anyway, appreciate you tuning in here live with us. We appreciate it. We have fun doing it. You ain't making any money doing it, trust me. But we're doing it for you. Puller's coming on soon. You know, we're still going to do that nostalgia show with Bill Grove and Dwayne Martin. And we're going to put Bill Grove to the test. And I'm sure he'll pass. I don't think there's too many of them 70s pullers. He won't know who it is, what the name of the vehicle was, even where they're from. They're pretty slick. They're pretty wise on that. I used to know some of them, but it's been so many years since I've looked at a book to remember. I can remember the vehicles and the names, but where they're from, and that has since slipped me. So, but look forward to that here. I know I probably said it 10 times now. We still haven't done the show, but I've got to have like a couple days free where I can load all the photos that Dwayne has and make it all happen. So it's going to be pretty cool. Pretty cool deal. Now, it'll probably be a show that's going to run 2 hours. That'll be a 2-hour show. So, like, subscribe, share, thumbs up. Kendra depends on it. So, got to have a thumbs up. And I guess we'll be back next Wednesday. Or will we?
Should work for me.
Okay.
I can't think of anything.
And also, real quick, my gosh, man. You see the scroller going down below? You see up here? Those guys hit a grand slam with their sign sale or auction. Raised a lot of money, the best they've done yet. And we want to see them continue on to meet their goals. And Adam is very, very happy with how the sign auctions went. And I think they've about met their goal. And I said, there is no goal. I said, keep raising the bar. There is no goal. Raise the bar. So the goal is infinity. Do the best you can. And they're doing a wonderful job. Get over to Mad About Cancer Facebook page. Make a donation. I got to get over there and do that myself. And it's for a great cause. He's living proof of that. And let's help him out. So with that, I'm done running my mouth finally. So I just got to get over to the right page. Okay.
All the right buttons to push.
I'm there. I'm ready to go. We'll see you next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Thanks for tuning in.